what you spoke really just made sense to me and has helped change my thinking about how I'm supposed to take care of my health and my body, and especially the nervous system. When we start explaining the nervous system and how that impacts people and why it's so important, man, that changes everything. You know, people walk in and they see the chart on the wall and it shows how the brain's connected to your heart and to your stomach and your pancreas and down your legs, and everything is connected, and they go, huh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Had a guy come in the other day, back pain for 10 years, just excruciating. He is my age, he's 42, and he's got young kids. His 4-year-old, like, he feels like he can't even pick up anymore.
Oh, wow.
Excruciating pain. And then I start talking to him, like, so do you have bladder issues? And he didn't put it on the paperwork, and he goes, well, yeah, I mean, I feel like I have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. And I says, because those things are connected, right? It's the same nerves. But today, we're going to talk about a couple things. Number one is our Health Fest. So we want to start promoting our Health Fest. If you guys have been listening for any amount of time, this is an opportunity for you, if you haven't been checked, or your friends, your family, your loved ones, to come in. And during this specific week,
it's December 3rd through the 7th, I believe.
There we
So
go,
I know
3rd through the 7th.
December 3rd is the Monday it starts. It'll end that Friday, which
Yeah.
I...
So 3rd through the 7th. There we go. December 3rd through the 7th. And it's going to be $50. And for that $50, that's going to include your consultation, your appointment, your exam, and also the x-rays. So this is one
a
of those
deal.
times, yeah, it's just so hard to pass up because somebody can come in, get everything on that first visit for $50. And
Still,
again,
and as you go through this, I just want to make a disclaimer here that, you know, if you still come in, I mean, just make sure you're ready to do something about your health.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we have people that'll come in for this and like they just wanted to get some x-rays taken.
kicking the tires.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we're doing this because we want to make, you know, a good entry point for you guys that are really willing to get well. Just kind of make sure that you're in that boat, that you're ready to get well, you're ready to take care of whatever issues are bothering you, or if you have no issues, you just want to take your health to a whole nother level. You know, I think you absolutely should take advantage of this. It's only going to be $50. That covers everything. This is our holiday Health Fest. We're going to be promoting this a couple weeks leading up to it, and it's on December 3rd through the 7th. And this might be the time too where, you know, you might be a wife listening, and you know your husband needs to get checked up, but he's, you know, he's all over the finances and everything, and you're like, babe, I can get you checked up for $50. Like, come and do this, okay? It's worth it. I want you to be well. Or vice versa. You know, you may be a husband and you know your wife is struggling and she doesn't ever want to spend money on herself and she's too busy being a mom and she's not taking care of herself, taking time for herself, and you realize that she's the one that holds the entire family together. She is the glue behind the family, which I know our wives are. And so, you know, we have to understand that we have to take care of our health. You have to take care of your health. There's nothing more important in life than your health. If you see someone that is sick or someone in your family that is sick, I mean, if you ask them if they could turn back the hands of time, they would take their health more seriously. You know, we had a guy last week, it was on Friday morning, right at the end of our week. His name is Richard, and he was he listens to the radio show, and he was like, Doc, I just want you to try to relay this message on the radio next week. And he was saying that he's like, it was more than anything, it was a mental transformation. He was like, it all started right here. It started in between my ears. It started in my head, because he realized that what they had been doing over the last 20 years just wasn't working.
Right.
He realized that they needed to eat better, that they need, you know, his mobility wasn't great. He wasn't getting around. He wasn't able to do the things that he wanted to do. And he's probably 60 years old, you know, right around there. And then he even, and this is a 60-year-old guy, and he started getting emotional in front of me. And I was like, Richard, what's making you emotional? And he goes, Doc, I just wish we would have found this sooner. Like, I just wish we would have taken this more serious sooner. I mean, his wife just had to have a surgery there, you know, and it was a minor surgery, but at the same time, like, you start to see that life is it's not forever, right? And you want to have a quality of life when you're 60 and 70 and 80 years old, hopefully 90 and 100. You want to have a quality of life, but the choices that you make in your 30s and 40s and 50s, guess what? That makes whatever lifestyle you're going to have at 60 and 70, it's because of all those things.
Right.
With your finances, if you save money and you have a good retirement account, same thing. You're going to have a better quality of life in your 60s, 70s. Your health is the exact same way. We worry about finances all the time, but do we worry about our health? When do we start worrying about our health, Dr. Rick?
When there's a crisis.
When there's a crisis, when you're sick. And then you're stuck to the medical model that says, I'm already sick. I've already got cancer. I've already got a tumor. I've already got a heart problem. I've already got all these issues, and now how in the world am I going to turn it around? Is this medication going to save my life? Is this the thing is this steroid? Is this cholesterol medication? Is this high blood pressure medication? Is this going to be my answer to health? And so you have to look in different systems in different ways, and that's really what we give our patients is a ray of hope that this doesn't have to be you, but you have to take your health seriously. So don't make any excuses about this Holiday Health Fest. It's December 3rd through the 7th. It's $50. Just seriously, don't make any excuses, but then also be prepared to put in some effort of your own, right? We can't do it all for you, but what we can do is we're going to lay out an amazing plan of attack for you. We're going to show you exactly what you got to do to start getting well, and then it's going to be on you to start taking those action steps. So the number is 877-778-6978.
And there's 3 offices. Dr. Rick Royston in Plano. We got Dr. Chris Kordick in McKinney, and Dr. Aaron Wall is in Fort Worth. So, no excuses. We have people that drive a long way to get to our offices, Dr. Chris.
Weekly.
But because of what we do, they know that there's no other place. I mean, you have a lady, Ruth is 86 years old. She's been coming to my office for almost 8 years now. She drives about an hour to get there. And she finally just, about a month ago was like, I just don't think I can keep making this drive anymore. So I'm going to find somebody else. And so she went to 2 different chiropractors. And last week she showed back up at our office and she goes, there's nobody that does what you do.
Yep.
So I'm back.
Yep.
And that's actually happened twice previously. But because of what we do here and because of who we are, I feel like we get a lot better results. We talk about corrective chiropractic care, and people always ask, well, what does that mean? Like, what's the difference between you and regular chiropractors? A big part of it is actually taking x-rays to look at the spine. When you come in, you lay on the table, we have a visual depiction of what's going on inside of your body. We know exactly where the subluxations are, the misalignments in your spine, and what we need to do to correct those, and teaching you how to do things at home to stabilize it and to maintain that. That's a huge part of what we do. But only about 3% of chiropractors actually do what we do, Dr. Chris, and that's nationwide out of the 44,000. But even in the DFW, I went and looked and added up the people that do corrective care and people that are just typical chiropractors, and and there's time and place, and there's some great ones, but only about 3% do what we do. And so it is a very specific type of adjusting, but it allows you to get much better results and also more lasting results, because again, this isn't about today, it's about the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of you having better mobility, less symptoms, less disease, less medications, less doctor's visits, feeling good, having hobbies, being able to do the things that you want to do in your life. So again, the number is 877-778-6978. It's from December 3rd through the 7th. It's $50. It includes everything, exam, consultation, go over the paperwork, and also x-rays if we need to take those. So all included on that first visit.
Dr. Rick, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of patients that will, or not patients, but you'll have people that are out there that may be afraid to go to a chiropractor because they think if I go to a chiropractor, I got to go for the rest of my life. And have you ever heard that question asked to you? Yeah, right. So, and I think a lot of times when people come into the office, that's like their underlying fear is that if I start this thing, man, I'm going to have to go forever. Right. Like this is going to be a never ending thing. But just kind of like lay out the response for people as far as like just to, instead of, it's like the elephant in the room sometimes I feel like, because it is. It's like, okay, well, do you ask a dentist if you're going to brush your teeth forever? I mean, you're going to.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I took your answer.
I was going to ask you, like, when are you going to stop brushing your teeth?
Yeah.
Never.
Yep.
And when you understand how the brain and spinal cord are connected to your body and how your spine regulates how healthy you are, it's something that people choose to do for the rest of your life. Yeah, you don't have to. Like, I can't force anybody to get adjusted, but I still get adjusted regularly.
Yep.
I've been doing this, it's been over 15, 16 years now that, and I still get adjusted regularly.
What's regularly?
Well, I try to at least once a week.
Yep.
Now, some people, they may need less than that.
Yep.
Some people need more than that.
Yeah.
But, we're leaned over tables all day long, and it is hard on our body. So I try to get adjusted at least once a week to maintain where my spine is. But part of it is because I feel so much better.
Yep.
I feel like I can breathe better. I don't have a lot of symptoms, just more energy. There's so many positive benefits to getting adjusted. And I go, well, yeah, and sometimes we got to make an effort. If recording the radio show, yeah, we get each other adjusted afterwards, but there's a lot of times where it's like, you know, I got to drive and go get adjusted too. Like I have to make an effort just like you do listening, but I know that it's worth it.
It's our healthcare system. Like we had a patient, Eddie, said this last week. He's like, you know, I just can't thank you enough for introducing me to the greatest form of healthcare that there is. And I was like, dude, that's it. Like, you get it. You get it, you know, and it's if every patient could understand that this is how we, you know, Raquel, the girl that works with us, she said the same thing. She's like, this is my healthcare system.
Yeah, people all the time say, well, can I put you're my primary doctor on my forms?
Yeah, and so this is the reason that it's your healthcare, because we're walking you through health. This isn't your sick care. Right? So sick care is your emergency rooms. That's your acute situation. Sick care is, I've got a tumor that's already there. Sick care is, you know, you've got an emergency. You know, in our Western medical system, you know, dealing with acute situations, it's wonderful. It really is. Like if you go to the emergency room, that's great. But you got to figure out, what do I do after the emergency room?
Right.
You know, you have to figure out, how do I create health care? Health care. That means I'm already healthy and I'm still doing something about it. But people's perception is that I don't have pain, I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's not right, because you're okay, but you still have things that are developing and processes that are happening in the body that you have no idea. And you're not doing anything for your health. You're eating whatever you want. You're not exercising. You're toxic. You're not getting adjusted. Your nervous system doesn't work right. You don't sleep. You hold on to anger. You don't forgive. Right? I'm not describing myself here either, by the way. So, down. But that's reality, guys. And that maybe just one of those things hit, or a couple of those things hit. But your body can't heal when you're doing those things. Yeah, exactly. But God gave you the most amazing healing power inside your body that it works for a long time. I mean, the fact that you could just eat McDonald's and survive even though you gain all that weight, right. You know, I mean, for the amount of time that you can eat that processed food and just your body can metabolize it and make energy out of it, that's crazy. Yeah, it is. But think about if we do the right things, if you actually feed fuel into your system, if you're actually eating whole foods and fruits and vegetables and organically raised fruits with minerals and all the other great stuff in it. Think about if your spine is actually in the right position and this innate intelligence that God gave us is healing our bodies correctly, because there is no subluxations or interference, because that gets cleared by the chiropractor, right? And that goes back to the question, do I have to get adjusted for the rest of my life? Well, as long as you're willing to take care of it, yeah. The simple answer is yes. I mean, if you work out and get the body you always want, do you have to keep working out? You do. Unfortunately, you do. If you eat right, do you have to keep eating right? If you start a diet and the diet works for you and you get off the diet, what happens?
It goes back.
I mean, and this is the problem, is that nobody wants to put effort into their health, right? So it's a little bit more challenging at first. Like when a patient comes into the office, when we very first start, we're going to see them a little bit more intensely. And then we start moving them into their lifetime wellness plans. And when you do that, it could look like once a week. Some people still come multiple times a week. Some people may come every other week, and some people may come once a month. It just depends on the situation, but to some extent, you still have to manage it. For most people, getting adjusted once a week is a really great wellness option for them. And that's what we do for most people. Some people just have other circumstances where they can't do that. But, you know, you have to realize that anything in your health that is actually working, you have to keep doing it. Yeah. Okay. The number, guys, 877-778-6978. We are having a holiday health fest. This is December 3rd through the 7th. That is Monday through Friday. You can make an appointment anytime during that week. You will pay $50 over the phone. $50 is going to cover the entire appointment, guys. Normally, when you hear the show, it's $40. That covers the initial exam and consultation. This $50 is going to cover the entire appointment. So it's going to cover your x-rays, any testing we need to do. Everything will be covered for $50. This is a heck of a deal. Please do not skip it. Do not miss it. You can also listen to this radio show in its entirety on Max Living Radio 100.7 on YouTube. So we now film all of the shows, and we will be uploading them shortly after we film them onto YouTube. So use that, pass that on to your friends, people that you know should be listening to this. It's sometimes hard, like Dr. Rick, if we say, people ask us all the time, when are you on the radio? It's like, well, I have 5:30 most of the time on Wednesday night. Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Thursday. So it's hard for people to actually listen to the radio. But now, guys, if you want to go just to YouTube, it's very, very simple. It's not, you don't have to pay for the app or anything like that. You just put search Max Living Radio 100.7 and we will pop up and you just listen to the show. It's going to be amazing.
When we were talking about adjustments and care and how long you should be taking care of your spine, one of the questions I get a lot is, well, can I do this instead? Can I keep doing home care, or can I do stretches or low back exercises, or can I do yoga instead of that? And the reality is, no, you can't. You can do that in addition to.
There you go.
But there is nothing that takes the place of an adjustment. Exercises, yoga, stretches, those things do not actually put motion back into the spine and realign a subluxated spine. So it's not improving your nervous system from that standpoint. And the way that we explain it a lot of times is, Dr. Chris, do you brush your teeth and floss? Yes, you do both those. Why? Because they do different things. So yoga helps increase blood flow and oxygen and those type things, and flexibility, and core exercises help stabilize your postural muscles. But an adjustment does so many things. It improves your immune system. It actually increases oxygen to your brain and to your lungs. It starts to balance chemicals and hormones. It gets pressure off of the nerves so that your brain and your body are communicating better, so that organs start to function and heal better. You're definitely healing at a higher capacity. You increase range of motion in your spine, flexibility, even how your brain fires. So cognitive ability and making rational decisions and things like that, clear thinking, like those are all benefits of an adjustment that supersede anything else you can do. And a lot of reasons that's why we continue to get adjusted for long periods of time also.
Yeah, because it's not for pain, it's for function.
Yep, exactly.
What if everything in your health or everything in your life was determined by function and not pain, right? Because pain you feel, function you don't always feel, right? It's kind of like faith. You can't always see it, but you have it, so you have to understand that, it's not all about how you feel. It is. Here's another question that we get, Dr. Rick, is that, I've had a doctor in the past tell me I have arthritis. Is it, but I don't feel it. Like, how in the world could somebody have arthritis and not feel it? And we're talking about spinal degeneration, like degenerative disc disease, DJD, OA, RA, just different degenerative changes of the spine that don't cause pain. And then we'll take an x-ray of somebody and they're like, how does it, I don't have any pain there? Because they may have here's an example. You have a guy that comes in with low back pain, and we take x-rays of his low back, but we also take x-rays of his neck, because when we're doing posture analysis and range of motion testing, you can definitely tell that those joints are not gliding on each other like they should. They're very restricted. And so we got to figure out what's happening up on the brain stem and the neck. And so we take x-rays of the neck, and he's got no problems up there. Like, he doesn't think he has problems, right? So his range of motion, he can barely turn his head, but to him, that's normal, okay? He gets headaches, but to him, that's normal. So he hasn't really even identified these things as problems, because they're just normal to him, and he doesn't associate that the problems in his neck are now coming from, they're the ones creating the symptoms. He's just associating, I can't lift the weight I want to lift, or I can't lift my kids up, it hurts when I get off the ground, those kind of things. And so the low back issue is like his primary complaint. But they come in and they have all this arthritis and they have no idea why it's there. I don't know if I'm asking you that question or if I'm going to answer it, but
well, only 6% of nerve fibers carry pain.
There you go.
94% of the nerves in your body control organs and glands. It controls how your body functions and heals, not how you feel. So if you think about that, it's very easy to have a problem that's developing that you don't know that it's there. I mean, it's just like cancer or heart disease.
Yep.
So many people have diseases building for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, boom, now they get diagnosed and they think, oh, now my body's sick. No, your body was building disease for years and been sick, and now you have a diagnosis. Same thing, arthritis develops for years, and then you start to have symptoms. But what's the craziest thing to me about this is that people will go to the doctor, medical doctor, and they'll have arthritis in their knees or their hands. And now it's this massive issue. It's horrible. Like, you've got to get medication, you got to do all this and that. And then, like, oh, the arthritis in your spine, that's just normal because you're getting old.
Yeah.
Like, how ridiculous is that? Your spine is your lifeline, and we're degrading that down to it's just a normal part of getting older. Nope, it happens because of misalignments of the spine. It happens because of abnormal weight distribution. It happens because of abnormal motion in the spine. It is a degenerative process. It's a pathological process. And the cool thing, though, is you can actually start to slow that down and even stop it in some instances, and even start to reverse it sometimes. The body is phenomenal. It's amazing. We'll have people come in all the time like, doctor told me there's nothing you can do about it. Well, don't believe the lie.
Because
where you are.
and the thing is, there is what they're thinking is there's two options for them. Like if somebody has spinal arthritis and it is now causing them pain, they've got options for you, right? So if they see arthritis in your spine but it's not causing you any pain, it's not a problem, right? Okay, so if it's causing pain, now we can give you a steroid, we can give you a muscle relaxer, a painkiller. If the arthritis is bad enough causing you pain, we can fuse it. Right. We can go in there and do a surgery. We can scrape it out, do a laminectomy, a discectomy, spinal fusion. We can do something like that. But those are the two options. And it's all the time. People will say, well, what, should I go get this checked out by my medical doctor or whatever? And it's like, okay, do you want surgery?
Yeah.
Do you want pain meds?
Right.
No, but I still need to go get checked. Do you want surgery or do you want pain meds?
Exactly.
Okay, but I still need to go get checked. It's like, okay, well, why? You have to literally think about this stuff because we see people that are more in the holistic realm of things. Like they're making informed decisions about their health, but sometimes they're a little newer in the journey. And so when you're making more informed decisions about your health, most of the time you're starting to realize that medications are not the answer. Okay, 5-6 years ago, we used to have to preach this stuff hard.
Right, yeah.
Now, people are coming in, they understand that, hey, I'm on all these medications. I would love to get off of them.
Right.
What do you think I got to do? Right? And so it's not that we take people off medications, but if we can turn your health around where you're now healing and functioning properly, your nervous system's working, you're losing weight, you're gaining energy, you're working out, you're sleeping better. Now all of a sudden, why would you need to keep taking a medication when blood work's coming back normal, symptoms are going away? A medication is only designed for a short period of time for someone to take to get out of a crisis. But we've made a sick care system out of this, saying, okay, this is your now health care, is to take blood pressure medication for the rest of your life. To take diabetes medication for the rest of your life, take depression medications the rest of your life, psychotropic medications forever. What? No. It's not meant to take. That wasn't even the design for this stuff. It was designed for you to take while you figured out what was causing it. But we've lost that along the way. We've lost the cause of why it's there in the first place.
Another question that comes up a lot of times is like, well, I talked to my doctor about this medication, and they're not willing to work with me. What do I do?
Find a new doctor.
Yeah, you drop them.
Yeah.
You go find somebody else.
And that's not to say don't have a doctor.
Right.
That's just to say go find someone that works with your health goals.
Yeah, we had a lady that was on depression, anxiety medications, and she started gaining weight and having all these symptoms, and so she comes in and gets checked, and she's like, what do I need to do about this? And I said, well, talk to your doctor about this and say, my goal is to get off of these. I don't want on them anymore. So she went and she, had an intelligent conversation with her doctor. She thought she was going to with him about, this is why I would like to be off of these, and can we work together? I'd like you to help me do this. And the guy just got mad and was like, look, if you're not going to listen to what I tell you to do, you need to take these for the rest of your life. And if you're not going to listen to what I need to do, then you're not going to be a patient here.
Mm-hmm.
And she came back, and when we were having this conversation, she's crying, she's upset, and I go, find somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, you're not tied to them.
It's okay.
It's not a marriage. Go find somebody else. But I think that's so critical is you have to have somebody that's willing to work with you to achieve your goals. You have to decide what you want. Do you want to be on medications or not? Do you want to be healthy or not? Do you want to have mobility or not? Do you want to have hobbies or not? Do you want to have a good marriage or not? Decide what you want, and then find people, put the people in your life that can help you achieve that. And it's from us as doctors, but the people around you, your friends, your family. I mean, so many times people come in and like, man, my family's just telling me like, oh, you might as well get used to it. This is as good as it's going to get. Or, they're telling me that I'm crazy for going to chiropractor, or my friends are saying chiropractors are quacks, whatever it is. Like, get around people that are going to help you achieve the goal that you want.
So good.
Period.
So good. All right, guys. So this is the Holiday Health Fest show. It is going to be December 3rd through the 7th, Monday through Friday. So what you're going to get on the Holiday Health Fest, if you come into one of our clinics, myself, Dr. Chris Kordick, I'm in McKinney, Dr. Rick Royson is in Plano, and Dr. Aaron Wall is in Fort Worth. So you got 3 different options. When you come in, you're going to pay $50 over the phone when you call in. That number is 877-778-6978, 877-778-6978. And you might say $50, well, that's more than I would normally pay with the $40 for the initial exam. But the $50 is going to cover everything on that first visit. So that's going to cover all the x-rays that we need to take for your case. It's going to cover your exam, your consultation, any testing we need to do. Typically when you come in, the $40 covers your initial exam and consult. Okay, so $50. This is our Holiday Health Fest. We are doing this for people that are serious about their health, that want to get well, that want to figure out what's causing their problems, that have been listening to the show for years or months or even just this one time, and you've been making excuses and maybe finances are an issue for you or whatever. We want to make this easier for you to get in the door and figure out if we can help you.
It's a good Christmas present.
It is. It's a good time of year to do this. So, and we're promoting it for a couple weeks leading up to the show, but it is going to be December 3rd through the 7th. Monday through Friday, you will have 5 different days and options to come in. $50. You pay that over the phone, covers your whole entire appointment. Guys, you just don't take advantage of this. Just make sure you take advantage of this. Dr. Rick, you were making a ton of good points right back there. I had a lot of things I wanted to say.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's really, no. Like, it was good. I was just trying to take notes in my head and everything. But I know one of them was, we had a patient yesterday that came in and they were saying the same thing, like they didn't know if they wanted to, like what kind of shots they wanted, vaccines and shots. And they weren't saying they didn't want to do any, they just didn't know what they wanted to do. And they went to go see a pediatrician, and the pediatrician was like, if you're not going to do all of them like I want you to do, you're going to need to find somewhere else. And it's just like, it's sad to hear that, right? That it basically is giving the patient no options if they wanted to use that pediatrician. It's saying that the pediatrician knows more than the parent. Right? The God-given parents that God blessed them with to protect that child, the pediatrician saying, I know more than you.
Yeah.
So just find somebody that you want to use that's going to be congruent with your health needs. Guys, we look forward to meeting y'all. Understand that this is Max Living Radio, 100.7. If you look that up on YouTube, you can find this show in its entirety. You can watch it. You can go back and watch it over and over. You can share it with a friend. We have our Holiday Health Fest December 3rd through the 7th. $50 will cover your entire appointment, x-rays included in that. So it's a heck of a deal. Please make sure you take advantage of it. The number is 877-778-6978. God bless you guys.
Health Fest.